Hello. What I wanted to do in this video was to create a forum, because some people don't know how to use forums, and forums can be very good for several reasons. Before I show you how to create a forum, let me show you some forums that I have. Now, for my online classes, I create a forum. Another word for forum is a discussion board item. But anyway, I create a forum at the beginning of the semester for students to introduce themselves, and so I ask them to give their a little bit of information about themselves, and I also ask them to reply to 3 others in order to get the credit for this forum. And so the intro forum is for extra credit. Now, this is a face-to-face class, but I decided to go ahead and try it for face-to-face this semester. And so it kind of turned out that it works now that we're doing everything online. So that's one forum that I created. Another forum I've created is the Stump forum. And the Stump forum is also an extra credit forum. And you have to be very specific about your directions. So if you need to pause the video and you can read my directions here if you need to. One of the things I really emphasize is, notice the last thing, spread your posts over the entire semester, otherwise you will not receive the bonus. And that's because inevitably you'll have students that's just filling up your box with these posts in the last couple of weeks. And you know, the idea of this forum is they post questions and then you answer their questions, or another student can answer their questions. That works as well. But the point is, if they put in 10 posts in a day, then there's no way that I'm going to sit there and answer 10 questions, because I know the only reason they're posting those 10 questions is to try to reach the number that they need to reach to get the extra credit. Now, another forum that I created for my face-to-face classes, now that they've gone online, is an attendance forum. And all that I want students to do here is, all I want them to do is I want them to post the what they did that week. So I asked the students to go in here and post everything that they've done. Like, you know, they just kind of post, okay, I opened the notes from section 3.1, I watched the videos from 3.1, and I did the self-check for 3.1. And I asked them to do that twice a week. Now, obviously, they should log in more than twice a week, but as long as they do this twice a week, I ask them to do it Monday through Wednesday for a post, and then do another post Thursday through Sunday. And so you can ask them to do it differently, but basically you want to post it in the beginning of the week and one toward the end of the week. And that way, you know, they're at least logging in twice a week. If you wanted them to post more than twice a week, you could have them do it on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or whatever. But I try to leave it open to where they have some flexibility on what days they can post. As long as they post twice a week, they do it. They're fine. And this one I'm doing as a quiz grade. Now, the others I could do as a quiz grade, and actually, let me tell you what, if you want the best interaction, make it a quiz grade. So in the future, I'm going to make this Stump forum a quiz grade. And now you can see that I've got 52 posts in here, but really I should have more than that in here. But if I make it a quiz grade, then I would have gotten more posts. So you know, that's up to you. But anyway, this form down here, I just put in needs. This is anonymous. People can post anonymous needs that they need during this time, and then if they have any, if someone wants to post on there and tell them that, hey, I know that this church is providing a food pantry, or if you know, if you go here at the college, this is where you can go to get assistance on your loans, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And they might just post that they need somebody to pray for them. So that's up for them. But that's, again, this one is voluntary and anonymous. Now, the reason I'm not entering any of these posts is to protect the student's privacy. So I don't want to enter any of these posts where there's posts. But let me just tell you, what I generally do is I post an example. So like in this post, if I go in here, I'll post an example. Well, let me back up. Here, I'll post a sample introduction here. That way they can follow my sample introduction. And then here, they can post, I post a sample question, and then I can answer it. So that just gives them an idea of what this is for. And then on this one right here, I just posted a couple of sample posts. I dated one of them March 23rd, one of them March 26th, and I posted 2 posts in here. But let me open the one that nobody's responded to. So the way you open it, make sure the students know that you just click on the title, and that will send you in here. Now, be careful about subscribing. If you use the Stumped post where students ask question and answers, you're going to want to subscribe so that it'll give you the emails. So that way you'll get an email prompt of what you want. But anyway, all you have to do to post in here is just click on Create Thread, and then you click on Create Thread, you give the thread a title, and then you type in what it is you want to say. So it's pretty simple. And so that's what happens. So the students must go in there. Let me click the back button a couple times, maybe I can get back to where I was. There I am. All right. So anyway, there's options here that you can do, but I'm going to show you that when I show you how to create the video. So anyway, that's my when I create the form. That's my form. So now let me show you how to create a form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a content area, and I'm just going to call it Forms, and it'll put it at the bottom. Since this is just a dummy area, I'm not going to make it available to users, but you'd want to make it available to users. You can wait till the form's set up to do that. Okay, so now you'll notice the form here is blotted out. If I wanted to show the link, I could click that, and then it would show the link. That would make it available to users, but I'm going to keep it hidden so it's not available to users. All right, now obviously I can move it up if I wanted to move it up. I like to move it up here toward the top, so I'm going to put it just below my real forms. Now I'm going to click on this. All right, so now I'm in this menu link, and I'm going to go over to Tools. And when you go to Tools, the first thing you see is Discussion Board. So I'm going to click on Discussion Board. Now I don't want to link to my discussion boards or anything like that. I just want to create a new forum, because we're going to assume you haven't created a forum. So I'm going to create a new forum here. And so you create a new forum, you call it whatever you want to. You can call it Stumped, or you can call it Questions and Answers, or whatever you like. And then type in the instructions, type in how it's going to be, type in the instructions, what they have to do here. Make sure you let them know if it's required, like is it a quiz grade, and you know, how will it be graded, and if it's a bonus grade, then just tell them how many you bonus. I try to keep it simple, so I tell them if they have X number of posts in here, then they'll get the full credit. And I try to emphasize, you know, a thanks is not a post, or you're welcome is not a post, or stuff like that. So it has to be a post with substance to count. So anyway, that way when they reach it, let's say that they need to have 10 posts to, say, get a grade of 80. Let's say they have to have 12 posts to get a grade of 90, and they have to have 15 posts to get 100. So just keep that in mind. So now you can leave it open. You can just not click these and just leave it open the entire semester, and then that way it's available the entire semester. If I was doing an introduction where students are introducing themselves, I actually will make it close after the first couple of weeks. But we're doing a question and answer forum, which is equivalent to my Stump forums. Now, I just keep the standard view and grading in the forum. So if you're going to do a quiz grade, you put in 100 for the points possible. If you're going to do extra credit, you put in, whatever your maximum extra credit points are possible. Okay. All right. Now, I know this. You can't do anonymous posts. You can't allow anonymous posts if you're grading it. So I can tell you that for sure. All right. So anyway, since I've got to have at least 10 posts for them to get, say, a grade of 80, let's say I'm not going to give them anything for anything less than, I got to have 10 posts for, let's just say I have to have 10 posts to get 1 bonus point. So I'll put in 10, and then that way the grade book will tell me. And then, of course, you can set the due date here. I'm not going to set the due date, but usually I set it for toward the last week of the semester. And then there's some other things you can do here. I like to include the entire body of the post in the email. That way I can see the question, but you can just include the link to the post. And if you don't want students to subscribe, click this. But in my Q&A, I really would like for the students to subscribe. And by the way, how do they subscribe? Well, I'll show you in a minute. I got to go back into I'll show you how to subscribe in a minute. All right, so anyway, there's some other things, and I just leave the rest of this the way it is. I allow file attachments because a lot of times they have to do like a screenshot of the question. Since it's a math question, it might be hard to type, so that way they can do a screenshot and attach that file. So I'll leave the file attachments. Now, I don't know why you wouldn't want to allow your authors to delete or edit their own posts, but I'm going to click that and click that, and I'm going to allow my authors to edit all their posts. And I don't worry about moderation or post tagging or rating posts or anything like that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and submit this. Now, let's see, I got to go next. So let me go next. Okay, and then I can put a description here and then submit. So basically, they can do questions and answers. So if they want to post a question, then they would click on this. All right, and now, once you enter the forum, you can click subscribe right there. And since this is a fake one anyway, I'm going to go ahead and click unsubscribe. All right. And then, if you wanted to create a thread, you could create a thread and type a question. So, I type a thread. And then all the person has to do, I'm just going to type, I'm running out of time, so I'm just going to put hi right there, even though that's not really good. Now, if you click on that thread, you have the option to reply to it. I can edit it since it's mine, but I can reply to it. Anyway, the last thing you need to do is you need to go to the gradebook, and let me just show you that real quick because I've only got 15 seconds. Here, it puts it at the very last, and you can move that, and then you can edit the column information, and you can describe how you want it displayed, score or percentage, or you can give it a name if you want to as a quiz.